too high. Joel Vasquez on your side at 6 with a reaction and how a new tool from Dominion might help.
Yeah, it's no surprise that customers are not too happy with these price hikes, especially as it comes during a time of year when people are really cranking up the heat. Now, utility officials tell me that they understand, but it was necessary in order to keep up with the rising costs of providing services. A new year, a new and higher energy bill for Dominion Energy customers.
It's too much money, it's too high now. I can't afford what I pay now.
Starting in January, the average customer will pay about $11.24 more on their energy bill and another $2.36 in 2027.
No, I don't think it's fair for nobody, really.
The State Corporation Commission approving the rates in November. Craig Carper with Dominion Energy says the increase was necessary to keep up with the rising costs of its services.
That includes the costs of wires, utility poles, transformers, all of these inputs that go into making sure that the lights come on when you flip the switch.
Regardless, customers posting on social media that they don't want it. One person writing in all caps, they're already paying more. Another saying they've tried energy conservation tricks, but their bill is still close to $200. Another customer blaming data centers for rising costs. Carper says that the utility adopted policies to protect its customers by creating a new rate class for high usage customers, including data centers, requiring them to make a 14-year commitment to pay for their requested power, even if they use less.
Putting these protections in place is a very important step to making sure the data centers continue to pay their fair share going forward.
Now the company is launching a new web page, hoping to make it easier for you to find tools to save on your electric bill.
You have some control over what you ultimately pay at the end of the month for your utility usage.
And you can find more information about these energy saving programs on our website. Just look for this story. For now in Richmond, Joel Vasquez, 12 on your side.
Virginia Dominion Power. Come to the front of the class, baby. We got to have a conversation. Because I'm not understanding what's going on. Now I moved to my apartment in June. Light bill. I'm only in my apartment on the weekends. I may go 3-bedroom apartment, nice apartment. You know what I mean? I may go home for lunch, but from Monday to Thursday, I'm not home. Not home. Unless the kid's out of school or something like that. June, my light bill was 450 kilowatts. July, 577. August, 669. You know, kids getting out of school. I had all my kids. You know, I love my babies. Had all my kids. September was 464. October, 438. November, 515. All kilowatt hours, you know what I mean? Oh, also, again, let me say, I'm a residential electrician. I'm a residential HVAC technician. I'm no dummy when it comes to what the games you try to play with me. December, I just told you, November, my kilowatt hours was 515. December, it jumped to 1061. Now, at the end of January, it's 1338. You tell me I need to check my HVAC system or check my refrigerator. Ain't nothing wrong with them. And this ain't from a homeowner. This is from a school-learned, trained, certified technician. Y'all stealing, and you know you're stealing. Because there's no way my bill went from 5 to 1,000, and ain't nobody there. The heat set, my heat on 70. I don't care what the temperature is outside. I know it didn't hit 30. I know it didn't hit 42. Yeah, that's a little chilly. That ain't gonna make my heat run double time. Come on, man. Y'all got to get some of that money back, man. Y'all stealing, and now it's obvious. Y'all ain't even trying to hide it no more. You doubled my bill because I don't use it. That's the only thing I can see. Like, come on, man. I need the explanation. something better than telling me to check some appliances that I work on 24/7.
Hey, so starting next year, if you're a Dominion Energy customer, that's where you get your electricity in Virginia, your electricity bill may be going up. The SCC in Virginia approved rate increases, so this means you might be paying more than $11 on your electrical bill starting next year, and a little more than $2 on top of that the following year. Dominion Energy requested the SCC to approve this rate increase because they're having to build new infrastructure to harden their electrical grid. New data centers are coming online in places like Loudoun and Prince William County, and so they're having to upgrade their infrastructure. That means new high voltage transmission lines, things like that. I spoke to a Dominion Energy spokesperson about why the increase.
The SEC also approved updated rates to reflect inflation and the rising cost of equipment like poles and wires and transformers. Because Nick, you know, you need new infrastructure in order to continue bringing the to building the grid even stronger for reliability purposes. There is support for customers who may need assistance with their bills, because we recognize that these changes will impact families. So we're offering a lot more assistance and energy saving programs than ever before.
Guys, I don't know what the heck is going on, but I am seeing so many videos of everyone posting about Dominion and how they want their ones with them, because these bills are ridiculous. Like, I've talked to countless people and they've said that their Dominion bills have skyrocketed within a month. Like, for example, say someone had a bill that was $115 last month. For this month, they owe like $350 or something like that. Like this, like, dramatic jump. And I talked to a lady earlier today, and she said that her bill was already starting to go up, even like last month. So, like, for example, her bill was $300 last month. Now it's $700. It's crazy, you guys. It's crazy. And I'm starting to think it is the data centers. I definitely think it's the data centers.
Okay. So is anybody else in Virginia just about fed up with Dominion Energy? I mean, fed up. So I moved into my home, which is a single wide trailer, in May of this year. Since May, I have been arguing with them that something is wrong with my meter box, that something's not making sense. At that time, I was working 2 jobs. I was never home. My daughter was at school. Like, the house was empty. I kept my usage very low, made sure lights were turned out behind myself, made sure that anything that was not necessarily needed to be plugged in was not plugged in. During that time, it was hot. It was summer here in Virginia. In Virginia, it's hot. But I don't get overheated that easily, so my AC was set to like 78 on normal, summer days, and 76 on really, really hot summer days. So I'm very, very conservative on my usage on my electric. And my electric bill was always skyrocketed high. I mean, I'm talking $200-$300 a month. Like, it was insane. I've been begging them to come out and look at the meter. They refuse. They say, we can see it electronically. We don't have to come out. Fast forward, I've been dealing with this since I've been in here. Literally every couple of months, calling them, begging them to come out and look at this. They still will not. So, December hits. During September and October, November, it really was very mild weather, so I didn't have to have my heat or AC unit on at all. So I was like, okay, my bill went down to like $200, which is still astronomically insane for me not running a unit. So now we're into December. I get hit with a $400 electric bill. $400. That's twice as much as my electric bill had been. Yes, my heat had been on somewhat because we did get some snow and there were some cold snaps. However, that being said, I set my heat when I am not home to 62 degrees. 62. When I'm home, it's set to 68. So again, here I am with an astronomical bill. I call up there and they said, oh no, it's your usage. And they tried to argue with me to go onto the app and I can monitor my usage. But no one can tell me where it is because it's not, I can't find it anywhere on the website. So, and again, I work all the time. All the time. My daughter's at school. We're barely home. December comes. And now I just got hit with my bill for January that I have to pay. Anybody want to guess what it is? For a single wide. Hold on, let me show you the single wide. It's real small. Hold on. This little teeny tiny home right here. Mind you, still doing the same thing with the heat and the air. Only difference now after I get hit with that $400 bill is every time I leave my home, I turn off every single breaker that I have to everything but the stove, the refrigerator, and the heat system. Other than that, every breaker on the main breaker box is switched off. I even did a test one day when I went to school to take my daughter to school. I turned off the main breaker on the house. It was off for an hour. Why was the breaker box that was supposedly connected to my house still running when the whole main breaker on the house was switched off? Still running. Called Dominion. They want to still argue with me. And I told them what I did with the main breaker and told them how when you got to the breaker box, you have 4 breakers on the line in the park where I live. And it should be 1357 because that's what's on this line. Why is it 3157? I'm about 99.9% sure that this home over here is getting their meter on me and I've got their meter. I'm pretty sure our meters are swapped because it says 1357 is what it should be and it says 3157. Been begging Dominion to come out here since May. My bill I just got hit with $600. And I was turning off breakers to make sure there's no unnecessary electricity running. I was making sure that my heat and my air was set so low that me and my daughter are bundled up in blankets and everything else trying to conserve what heat I have. My daughter is sleeping in my room to conserve heat so I can completely shut her room off to prevent any heat from going into that room. To keep it what I can do. I'm a single mom. I don't get help from the government. I don't get child support. And before you go and attack my child's father, he's not ordered to pay child support. He's not. The judge said he doesn't have to. So don't go attacking him for not paying child support. He does pay for half her dance class. I don't know what to do. I called Dominion and I had to threaten them and tell them, if you do not come out here and do this, I will take the video that I made of me turning off the breaker and the breaker boxes and all this when it's still running. I said, I will release it to the media. I had to threaten them with the media, with TikTok. They're like,
I am so glad it's not just me that has high ass Dominion energy bill. I thought I was losing my mind. I was like, my bill is usually like $115, $120. That's on a bad month. But for my bill to be $315, I looked at it and I said, did I miss a payment or something? So then I get on TikTok and everybody's like, yo, our bill is high as hell. So I'm like, what's actually happening? The streets is saying it's the data centers. I get that, whatever. We call on Spanberger to get this fixed. My thing is, are y'all paying it? My bill is due on the 7th. Obviously, I have to pay it. But my thing is, where do we go for as of right now? Are we going to have to just suck it up and keep paying these high-ass bills? Because I didn't budget $315 into my budget for the month for an electric bill. That's more than a student loan payment. What the hell? And luckily, I'm fortunate to where I have money to where I can try and budget for that. But there's people out here who literally have to choose between having lights in their home on, having electricity in their home on, in winter, mind you, or eating groceries. That's some people's grocery bills because people have families, they have people to take care of. People should not have to choose between having lights in their home and having to eat food. This is crazy.
Every month, Virginians open up their electric bill and know something is deeply wrong. For decades, utility monopolies like Dominion Energy and Appalachian Power have bought influence with campaign cash and rigged the rules in their favor. At the same time, the unchecked growth of the data center industry, fueled by some of the wealthiest corporations, is driving up energy bills for everyone else. While the rich get richer, working families have to make impossible decisions between cooling their homes and putting food on the table. But it doesn't have to be this way. This fall, we're hitting the road for the Energy Bills Are Too Damn High town hall tour. At each stop, we'll gather with leaders who will take on unchecked corporate power and fight for us at the General Assembly. This tour is about building a movement that puts the power back in the hands of everyday Virginians. Together, we can end utility monopoly corruption and fight for a government that works for all of us. Get your tickets now for the Energy Bills Are Too Damn High tour, coming soon to a city near you.
Come with me to get ready to leave the house to go to work thanks to Dominion Energy. Let me show you what I do every single day I leave the home for the last month. Welcome to my meter box. We're going to switch off the bedroom, the washer, the kitchen counter, the dryer. We leave the outside unit on. We're going to even turn off the water heater. We're going to turn off the middle bedroom, the bathroom, the living room. Refrigerator stays on, the range stays on, the heat stays on. Everything else is off. But wait, there's more. We're going to come over here to this beautiful little electric panel. All right, as you can see, set to 68. We're going to move this all the way down to 60. It's down to 60. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on my coat and go to work.
Dominion. I'm so sick of my fucking bill being $300 a month, but I got something for y'all. Watch this. Fan y'all breaker. Every time I leave the house and go to work, everything gonna be off, okay? Everything getting turned off, and I'm gonna see if it make a difference because I ain't got time.
They won't be happy until we're using our grills all year round to cook, going to the laundromat, bringing our solar lights in at nighttime to use to light up the house. That's what they want. Savages.